Katie Kryptonite is back!
Akio, spoiler!
Welcome back to Nerd Shanty, where we get you caught up on everything going on in the Nerdosphere. I'm Katie Kryptonite.
And I'm Katie Kryptonite.
And today we are going to be doing a spoiler review, so get ready for that, of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. So first off, you guys might have already seen the video before of where I gave my spoiler-free review of my thoughts on this movie. So before I start giving you a bunch of spoilers, I thought that we would take just a little bit of time to give Katie here a few seconds to just give you guys her thoughts and review on the movie before we really jump into our theories and thoughts on the movie. So what did you think of this movie?
Well, I personally gave this movie an A, and I think that the movie was pretty good, considering that it is obviously a Harry Potter movie, and I enjoy those very much so. The music in it was really good. It followed through with the traditional Harry Potter music, and I thought the actors did really well.
Alright, so that's our basic thoughts on the movie, but this review right here, what we're going to be talking about is more of the lore and breakdown of what we thought of the movie. I'm going to start this out very simple with one of the complaints that we've been having online a lot from the Harry Potter fan base, and that's going to be about Minerva McGonagall. Now, here's one of the things that's killing me, is so many of these hardcore Potterheads, maybe one of them, of course, are going on and saying, oh, but Minerva McGonagall wasn't born for another 8 years. But here's the thing. All of these people that are running out to Pottermore and basically going off and saying, oh, but if you go and trace this event to this event, it would mean that she's not born for 8 years. No, it doesn't. I've reviewed this. I went back and reread it. It never says when she was born. It never even says when she went to Hogwarts. It says in book 5... when Minerva says how long she's been teaching at Hogwarts. But that doesn't mean that she went and started teaching at Hogwarts directly after, like, the second that she got out of Hogwarts being a student. Right. This doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, did it bother you seeing a young Minerva McGonagall in the movie at all?
No, I mean, it makes sense. She doesn't look like she's straight out of Hogwarts. She looks like a woman, you know, not a student.
I would imagine her being somewhere in her early 30s, late 20s with this, which would still be fine with me. So many people are so hung up on being like, oh, we found a way that JK is messed up. But has she really, though? I mean, so many people think that they know, but the creator wrote this. She's still right whether you think you're right or not. You kind of have to get over that one. I mean, so many people just think that they're just on top of all of it. So let's move past that part of it and get into the real big spoiler with Aurelius Dumbledore. Aurelius, I think that's the way that they say it. Aurelius. I don't know. Johnny Depp learned to make things easier for me to pronounce. All right, so towards the end of the movie, well, literally at the end of the movie, it's revealed that Credence is Albus Dumbledore's brother. The gasp. All of this is insanity. But the thing about that is anybody that's read the books knows that there are only 3 Dumbledore siblings. You have Aberthor, Ariana, and Albus, right? I mean, it's in plain writing. But here's the thing. They mention this book 2 to 3 times in this movie. It talks about predictions. Like, basically saying this is something that's going to happen. Well, they think in the movie that it's going to be a prophecy for the Lestrange family. Mm-hmm. But then you find out it's not the Lestrange family. But if you really listen whenever they're trying to take Dumbledore and put him in shackles, it's not, like, they talk about this, and they say that the sister is fallen, like, they talk about a resurrection, right?
Right.
So who's to say that Credence isn't a resurrected version of Ariana? It makes sense to me. Not only because they talk about a resurrection, but they keep bringing up the Phoenix all throughout the movie. Like, if you're gonna hit me with spoilers for the future movies or try and hint at things, you don't gotta slap me across the face so hard. We caught those ones. And why bring in Nicholas Flamel?
Right.
And I liked little Nicholas Flamel. What did you think of Nicholas Flamel in this movie?
I thought that he brought light to the movie, where some of it was a lot darker than a normal Harry Potter movie. It just brought a little bit of light.
Well, not only light, but it was so different than the version of what I envisioned Nicholas Flamel looking at, because that's an actual historical figure. For anyone that doesn't know, there is a legitimate, real Nicholas Flamel in history. That's not just a made-up character. He was a real dude. And they showed the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, and for anyone that's, English and everything, or American, it's originally the Philosopher's Stone. Get over it. So, but they show it, and they even say in the Tale of the Three Brothers that when somebody is brought back with a Philosopher's Stone, they're not the same. They're not the same person. That's why the brother hangs himself. So, I mean, it makes sense to me that somehow in the past, Grindelwald and Dumbledore were messing around with some magic they shouldn't have been messing around with, and brought back the sister in a new form. Makes sense to me. I don't know why nobody's talking about this. The imagery's all throughout the movie.
It really is.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think that this theory makes sense to you, or do you think that it might just be J.K. going against what she had written before?
No, I think it makes sense that it's just a resurrection of the sister. I mean, some people might say that it's Grindelwald trying to manipulate, but that doesn't really make sense.
I think that he's manipulating to a point, but I think his revealing at the end of this is legit.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's just lying.
No.
Because that's horrible writing. If you just, the next movie say, it was all a lie, that's gonna be awful.
Yeah.
But to be like, I spent the last year and a half coming up with a million theories about this just for you to be like, just kidding! Please don't do that to me, Star Wars. Because they've done that in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
We waited how long for just Luke Skywalker to be like, screw this lightsaber. And come on now. It's gonna add up. And if it was a mistake on JK's part, she's caught it by now and already looped back to a theory like I've come up with to be like, oh no, we can make this make sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that this works out. I think that it was an okay movie. I don't think it's the best Harry Potter movie.
No.
By far, I don't think it's the best one. You can look at the people that are going and seeing it. It has the lowest count of any Harry Potter movie in theaters before. Which, by the way, stop that. Go watch the movie again. This is my third viewing today. But I'm just saying, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this movie that you would like to bring up that you think needs to be talked about?
I think that it was interesting how you went back to the classrooms that you've already seen before in the original Harry Potter movies, and you saw some of the practices that they've already practiced before, and you really get to know how these new characters were once Hogwarts students, and which is interesting to develop, because you don't really think about it as them being Hogwarts students, but they were.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I like that aspect of it as well. And it's also interesting because everyone that really knows the books knows that Dumbledore wasn't teaching defense against the dark arts later on in the books. So you know that after this, he's not teaching it anymore. And I like how that adds up because Minerva McGonagall takes over later on down the road as well when he becomes the headmaster. So it's interesting. It adds up, but it's a large puzzle piece. Like I said in my spoiler-free review, this is a lot like a Game of Thrones episode. And that's not a bad thing. I love Game of Thrones. I love adding the pieces together. Keep it going with that. Other people can get mad. I'm still going to see these movies like a million times.
Exactly.
Alright, so I think that that's all we really need to hit on for this. So I think that we're going to get out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, keep it groovy.
Did you like that video? Of course you did. You're still here. So why don't you go below and give us a like and subscribe.
And if you like the t-shirts we're wearing, check out our sponsor in the bottom links below, Ripped Apparel.